Welcome to Social Suicide.
Spring-summer 2008.
Dig and myself started Social Suicide 3 years ago.
We set out definitely to fill gaps in the market that we saw happening up in men's fashion.
And of course, being Social Suicide kind of challenges everything that you perceive about fashion.
The messages we're dealing with are as individual as the people who buy our suits. So, of course, it's not for everybody. And if it was for everybody, it would be a complete bloody failure. We have been riding off the skills of some extremely talented people, specifically speaking, Joe Morgan. Joe Morgan, 30 years ago, was Tommy Nutter's boy.
If you bought a suit in the 60s, you aspired to buy a Tommy Nutter suit. He did the first denim suit, the first horizontal pinstripe, John and Yoko Ono's white wedding suits.
Just all of the Beatles.
The head of Hermes only wears a Tommy Nutter suit. This is a man that every single tailor will say, he inspired me to be a tailor.
Whilst Tommy was doing all of the flamboyant creative work, there were some very good people behind him actually making some really good quality suits. One of those guys was Joe, and the other one was Roy. And Joe, bless his soul, is responsible for our cut and our fit.
Our block is
Yeah.
second to none. For a lot of our suits, it's the start of a story. We use the suit as a canvas to make statements either about culture, about our time, about emotions or sexuality. But all the time it has to have some fairly deep thought and an amazing detail.
We're using how people live their lives to make clothes that interest them.
It's more than just the fabric, and that's what we try to do with every single one of our pieces. They are extremely sharp. Our suits are handmade in India. Our tailors out there are absolutely fantastic.
India is probably one of the last places in the world where you can get a really good quality handmade suit at a really good quality price without screwing anybody. So this one is now called the nip and tuck. On the face of it, perfectly nice, standard pinstripe. But the pinstripe is embroidered in.
The stripe at the top is fatter and narrows around the mid-section, or shall I say the flabby section, and then flares out at the end, hence deceiving the viewer to thinking of a larger chest and a six-pack. Now, watch carefully, taking it from one corner, one shoulder, all the way through the jacket. We've projected and embroidered our patterns before we make them. It forms an absolute perfect, good for DJs, perfect record, pinstripe. The saying is, behind every great man is a great woman. The shadow of your girlfriend or your wife it's not embroidered, this is actually cut and again completely flat stitched, and it carries on through the trousers. We have the trousers on, it's an absolute perfect silhouette. Nice suit. This is our linen suit, which we've taken all the cues from our jeans range. The stitch around the fly, which we've then taken to all the detailing and all the seam detailing, using the metal riveted buttons. On the very back, we have a jean pocket with our emblem embroidered on it as well. It's a very lightweight suit, very easy suit to wear.
Summer sports, this is one of our summer cuts. Pipe, this is not a ribbon of fabric over the top, it's actually parallel cut and sewn onto it. Borrowing of course from grass white stripes. It's a half line, and it comes with these beautiful trousers. These are cricket trousers. We've included into this a pocket for the first time. It holds a cricket ball. Made from Galaxy, 100% football fabric. This is our tracksuit. Here we put a double bead around the outside. Again, it is stitched and cut perfectly to fit around the outside. It's not a beading, it's actually stitched flush to the outside. Half lined, extremely shiny, beautiful. Every one of our jackets takes one man, one day to make. What we've decided to do is individually number every single jacket. Now our pocket is also our label, and every label has a number, and also a mobile phone pocket here. And then on the other side we have our magazine pocket. This is an innovation such that you can put a whole magazine inside, but if you drop something inside, you can also retrieve it from the bottom. After the First World War, about 6 million soldiers were demobbed from the army with not a beam. And back in those days, to get a job you needed a suit. To get a suit you needed money. So what they did was, en masse, suits went to tailors where the military collar like this was taken, the top button was removed and the lapels were folded into it. And this is where our current cut of lapel comes from. This is why it has this part of it. We've reinstated that button so that now it can be done up again to keep out the chill. We're Vespa riders, it's absolutely great. And this buttonhole here, which is actually a legacy of the military, we keep there, and that's where we keep our flaps. Round on the back, there's a tribute to Crockett and Tubbs. We've got social suicide embroidered into the collar. And some girls do and some girls don't. We do. Every single cuff, every single button is real. It means you can roll your sleeves up when you need to.
Welcome to Social Suicide's minimalist trouser. People have many names for these trousers. The buyers in Harvey Nichols call them bum bras. We've taken a lot of material out the lower leg. No belt loops, no visible pockets. The pocket actually underneath the belt, and again our usual embroidered, individually numbered pocket, and it gives an absolutely minimal silhouette. Let's talk briefly about our shirts. We try and keep the minimalist silhouette possible. Normal shirts tend to have this enormous bib at the back, and when you tuck in a long shirt, it bunches up. Social suicide shirts, they can be worn on the outside or they can be worn on the inside. In England, our transport system uses an invisible Tyrus tag system called the Oyster card, so you can actually slot a credit card in here, and when you do the cuff over, when you walk into the tube or any bus, it appears by magic. But where we've made particular care and attention is the collar. These slits, our ties come through the back of the shirt, giving a swatch of the tie colour along the back and back into it, so the tie becomes integral to the shirt. Our ties are actually double-ended ties, so you have two fat ends. It also means you can have two colours. We still sell at the same price, half your money. Our traditional overcoat goes over a jacket. This one we call a poacher, so I'm going to go briefly out of it. Open up the jacket, because it's the poacher. You want a pheasant? We've been doing this, as we say, for 3 years now. We've started with the most impossible piece, which is a suit. It's really important that we are a suit company. We've started at a very high end. There's many brands that have started as t-shirt companies and have tried to move upstream. It's very, very difficult to do. One day we'll have a shop. One day we'll have a nightclub. One day we'll have a furniture range. I don't think it really matters where we go as long as we keep challenging ourselves.
We now know a little bit about making clothes. I think Simon and I are just about beginning to call ourselves fashion designers. I've said my bits now and I need a beer.
Man, that's a mouthful.
That's it.
Self-fluffing. I've always self-fluffed, actually.
Hi! We're social suicide! No, I'm sorry.
Hi!
Hi, we're social suicide!
My partner's a chump.
You do it.
Okay. Hi.
Welcome to the Not fucking up.
I thought I was going to do it.
I thought we were doing it together.
Oh, God, we're not going to do it together.
Okay.
As a chorus, do you want to do it as a round? London's burning, London's burning.